The Captain's Heart. An introduction. The Captain's Heart is book one in a 5-book series going by the working title of Jeremy. Book one is science fiction, action, thriller, and romance-ish. The series centers on a male human to alien relationship with the official chapters posted on my Patreon and Ream stories, not containing explicit sex, but with a plan to have bonus chapters. The official chapters will include descriptive nudity. Um, the series follows Jeremy as well as Gralgiran Cell Nil as Near. I need to practice this. As they meet, get to know each other, and deal with the consequence of their relationship as they get tangled into more than a romance. Book one will focus on the early days, week, months of their relationship before they meet, the meeting, and how that evolves into them becoming a couple, as well as dealing with the first ramifications of their relationship. Because of that, The Captain's Heart will have a heavier romantic slant than the other books in the series. The series came to be after I read a porn story involving a human and wolf-like alien getting into a relationship. I don't actually remember what the title was, but the way I remember it is what I read was a variation on the original story. I don't know if it was the original author or someone else, but they'd added a epilogue-ish, like I don't remember if it was included in the official story, but epilogue that established why the two characters were so compatible together. And as my mind often does, it went, okay, how would I pull this off? And that's how what is now called Draft Zero came to be. Okay, one word of warning. The story paints the human government as the big bad behind basically, the problems that most of the problems that Jeremy and Gralgiran will have. As well as that, the series has a definite pro-gay message. So if having humans depicted in a bad light, that is probably not a story you want to read. Um, this was in draft zero, and I'm pretty sure that the reason is there is because I'm not a big fan of humans as a whole. And that, government poking their nose in people's sexuality really is not something I care about. When revising this for draft one, for the outline and all that, I consciously decided to keep it. But I did take steps to make them less of a caricature. In draft zero, the faceless government is very two-dimensional, well, one-dimensional basically, and played borderline as buffoons. I'm and as what it was, it worked, but as a serious story, I think they need to be a little more well-rounded. Um, the big change is also that it's no longer faceless. The antagonist side now has someone representing them. That I think went a long ways toward making the enemy more rounded. Um, so the draft zero is basically the only story I've ever written out of order. When the story came to me, I ended up writing a few chapters and then just stalled. I don't remember why, but I remember there's a big block of time where I could not work out, either remember or figure out what came afterwards. And then all of a sudden, I knew what it was, but I could not put it in the right order. So I just sat down and wrote them as they came to me, and played puzzle with them, putting them in where I thought they should be, streamlining them, adjusting them, and eventually, it came together. For those who are interested in reading that story, it is up on the furry sites, and it is called Jeremy, and you can find me there under Kindar most of the time. It is short, it is simple, and it is, as I said, the bad guys are a little one-dimensional, but it is the complete story, so it will contain spoilers for where the story is going. So if you read it, read at your own risk. Yeah, when I decided to publish this, and when I started publishing, I knew this was going to be on the docket at some point. I liked the story, even as simple as it was, and I knew that I would come back to it for something more intricate, more in depth. And at some point, it was brought up by me and my co-scripter. But at that point, I don't remember if I'm the one who brought it up or he did. I just remember it was brought up and we started working on it. To give a point of reference for those who are interested, the outline, as I'm recording this, was written 4.4.5 years ago. So that is how far ahead we were on the outline. It's also when I realized that we were building too many outlines. So this was the last outline to be written then, with plans to sit down and write more outlines at some point, because I will keep working, I will keep writing. One of the things that did happen is that I started writing Dungeon Runner in the meantime, and because the fourth book ended up not having an outline, it just ended up in the treatment, and I'm very comfortable with that. I like, it was not on purpose for that book. I will be treating this outline more as such. Not that this is something you readers and listeners will know, because unless people ask for it, the outline will not be published anywhere. Um, but yeah, like, it will be much more loose based on the outline. Uh, and this will go on. Like I said, it's a 5-book series, and it will be going on for quite a while. So yeah, that's basically it. So if everything goes well, the following Monday, after you are listening to this, if you listen to it as it is posted, should get the first chapter. So, yeah, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy this, and have yourself a good rest of your day.